Ukrainian paratroopers successfully repelled a massive assault by Russian forces in the Kurakhove sector, destroying 12 armored vehicles, including tanks, according to a report from the Kortitsia Operational Strategic Group on Telegram. The report read that Russian troops attempted to overwhelm Ukrainian defenses with sheer numbers. The assault force consisted of 13 armored vehicles carrying infantry, 4 tanks, a Terminator tank support combat vehicle, and 4 motorcycles. But instead of breaking through, the occupiers found themselves caught in a real deadly carousel, the report read. Our paratroopers used artillery, attack drones, anti-tank missile systems, and mines to extinguish the Russians as if at a shooting range. The Ukrainian forces managed to destroy 9 armored vehicles, 2 tanks, the Terminator combat vehicle, and all 4 motorcycles, while also damaging 2 additional armored vehicles. The clash resulted in 25 Russian soldiers killed and 23 wounded. The 79th Separate Airborne Assault Brigade of the Taurian Brigade released a video documenting the repelled assault, though Kyiv Post could not independently verify the video's location and timing. More than a week ago, Russia claimed to have captured the village of Zoryan in eastern Ukraine, setting the stage for an advance toward Kurakhove, an industrial hub west of Donetsk city, which was already under Russian control. The ongoing offensive has brought Russian forces within a few kilometers of Kurakhove's center. Before Russia's 2022 invasion, Kurakhove was home to approximately 20,000 people. The city lies south of Pokrovsk, a strategic logistics hub in the region. Shrugging off record-high losses, Russian forces are advancing along several critical axes in eastern Ukraine. The Russians have captured Selidov, one of the towns that previously buttressed Ukrainian defenses around the fortress city of Pokrovsk. Meanwhile, accelerating Russian gains west of Donetsk city, 25 miles southeast of Pokrovsk, could result in Ukrainian forces pulling out of the town of Kurakhove, blowing up the bridges over the nearby Vovcha River, and regrouping behind the rubble. But there's one sector where the Russians aren't advancing. In the city of Toretsk, 30 miles east of Pokrovsk, Ukrainian forces are the ones advancing, albeit not very quickly and not very far. How the Ukrainians have managed to claw back a few blocks in Toretsk, a city with a pre-war population of 35,000, says a lot about the battlefield conditions in Russia's 32-month wider war on Ukraine. In short, it's as much demolition as combat. In early October, close observers of satellite imagery, drone feeds and videos posted online by frontline forces noticed something unusual happening in central Toretsk, where Ukrainian brigades and Russian regiments had been locked in brutal urban combat for weeks.
There it is!
One of the open-source intelligence analysts noted a pattern of Ukrainian strikes on Russian positions in Toretsk's central high-rise district, the heart of the city. Amid the strikes, there were signs of close combat evidence the Ukrainians were following up their bombardment with infantry assaults. After the assaults, the bombardment died down, possibly indicating the Ukrainians had evicted local Russian forces. Videos compiled by the Ukrainian 101st Guard Brigade in early October seem to depict the initial phase of the counterattack. The videos show drones striking Russians hiding out in doorways, apartments and rooftops in the high-rise district. One drone observed Russian infantry retreating following a failed local counterattack. The Russians fortified at least one high-rise, compelling the Ukrainians to drop the entire building with explosive charges. By last week, elements of the Russian 109th Motor Rifle Regiment were effectively trapped in the high-rise district. I'm currently in the city center in a 9-story building, one Russian officer reported in a video he posted on social media. Constant gunfire, and here our lads can't even reach the nearby houses. The officer said he'd been injured by falling concrete, further evidence of the Ukrainians' demolition strategy. Flattening a city to save it is, for the Ukrainians, a Pyrrhic victory. But if destroying Toretsk is the price of partially reversing the Russian advance along that axis, the Ukrainians would gladly pay it.
Постріл.
The alternative, another Ukrainian retreat, just allows the Russians to advance into more towns and cities. Halting the Russians in Toretsk won't save Kurakhove or Pokrovsk. Those settlements are in entirely different sectors, tens of miles away. But how Ukrainian forces have reversed some Russian gains in Toretsk might hint at Ukrainian commanders' thinking as they brace for the big battles to come in Pokrovsk and Kurakhove. The plan is evident: bombard the Russians with drones, attack with infantry, and topple every building the Russians might turn into a defensive position. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the thousands of North Korean soldiers expected to reinforce Russian troops on the front line in Ukraine are pushing the almost three-year war beyond the borders of the warring parties. Western leaders say North Korea has sent some 10,000 soldiers to help Russia's military campaign, and warn that its involvement in a European war could also unsettle relations in the Indo-Pacific region, including Japan and Australia. Zelensky said on Tuesday he spoke to South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol and told him that 3,000 North Korean soldiers are already at military bases close to the Ukrainian front line, and that he expects that deployment to increase to 12,000.
Наведен, заряжен.
Огонь!
Орудие!
Залпом 550. Вперед!
Сорок четыре 31 на бусоль, 44 31 на бусоль.